Year and a half.
Oh,
What's up? What's up? What's up? We
Hello,
back. Squad Creators Podcast, man. I'm Sick Paris, man.
your boy Mike T's.
Mr. T-shirt.
Man, appreciate you coming, brother.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, yeah, it's nothing.
Oh, for sure. Before we get into this, I'm gonna roll this intro, and we'll get started.
Watching the Squad Creators Podcast. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. My guys are doing some big things, good things. They're bringing you guys a lot of information, and you subscribing don't cost you nothing. So get it done. It's been your boy Stan Banks with T-Shirt Side Hustle. Peace.
Y'all heard the GOAT, man. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, man. So get into it. Mr. T-Shirt, man, brother, appreciate you, man. If you would, just update the people on who you are, what you do, and just, a little bit about yourself.
All right. And what's going on, y'all? Thanks for having me. My man Mike.
Sure.
All right. Appreciate you guys having me. My name's Mr. Tavin. Y'all may know me or heard of me as Mr. T-Shirt on YouTube. Actually, I'm a custom apparel designer. I have my own business called Invested Custom Apparel. You guys can check me out on Instagram. Check out some of my work. And again, thanks you guys for having me. Glad to be here.
So I want to start with that Invested Custom Apparel. What's the story of the name?
The name Invested. It all started out, believe it or not, with a car club. It was called Invested Foreigns. Okay. Then, as that, kind of faded out over some time. I always liked the name. Everybody that was in the car club, the name kind of stood out, in the car community, invested. So I said to myself, all right, what better thing to do than invest in myself as far as, starting up my own business as far as a custom apparel. Like I said, I was telling you guys earlier, I started out working as a mechanic. I'm a mechanic by trade. And what I did was I started making my own T-shirts. All right. Now, once I started making my own T-shirts at work, people started asking, how'd you get, where'd you get that shirt? And I tell them I'd make it. It was like, we didn't know you make T-shirts, but it all came from, buying T-shirts and hoodies and stuff, being part of the club, and me saying to myself, hey, I can do this myself, so watched a couple of you guys' YouTube videos and so forth over the years, like you mentioned, Stan the GOAT, his brain, always picking the brain of the GOAT. And, he helped me out along the way as well. And here I am today, just been blessed with, word of mouth from different customers that I've gained along the way. And just as I show stuff on my YouTube channel, I share with the world, share with the community, that's doing the same stuff as us.
Yeah.
Let me play off of that, man. Let me ask you a question off of that. So you said you share with the world, the community. How important is that to you to be able to have your skills and share with others?
Just on the fact that, to let people know, like, anything you want to do, you just take it upon yourself. If you have a vision, if you have a plan, you take it upon yourself, you sit down, you put that plan together, you're going to fail. You're going to have bumps and, tumbles in the road. But, at the end of the road, there's going to be a straight path when you start rolling down the roads. It's a smooth path after a while, and if any knowledge, it's better than no knowledge. So any knowledge I gain, I'm always that type of person. If I know something, or if I find out something that I didn't know yesterday, I'm willing to share tomorrow or the same day, with somebody else. You know, that's this type of person I've always been. You know, I've grown up like that. You know, and that's how I've learned. You know.
Yeah, man, it's a great thing.
Yeah.
Mike, your mic went in and out.
I said it's a beautiful thing, especially with sharing it out. It's a blessing. So many people learn different ways, and I have so many different voices in this community that people can steer to or go navigate towards is a blessing as well. I say this one big family. I'm not gonna say one big happy family yet, but one big family.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think we happy, bro.
You think we happy?
I think so. We all are here smiling and laughing.
I think we happy in the mother lover too.
Yeah.
So, man, you mentioned a car club, man. Can we hear a little bit about that and like just the transition from the car club to the t-shirt? I mean, you kind of touched on it, but just a little more.
Yeah, I mean, the car club thing's been with me since I was young. I mean, I grew up in a car-based family. My pops, my uncles, they all were muscle heads and muscle cars and growing fixes, tearing them down and so forth. So, and then all my life from working at Jiffy Lube on up to different dealerships and so forth. That's been, what I'm saying, my skilled trade. But I mean, like you said, as the pandemic hit, that's really where the transition started, and again, for a lot of people, in that life-changing situation. Once the pandemic hit, a lot of all the dealerships shut down, so and then once it started leading up to the pandemic and the shops shutting down, I started to find once the business started slowing down, it wasn't as much that, believe it or not, I was started to make the same amount, if not more money, making teas at home, because I can remember there'd be days I'm at the dealership and it's a slow day and I'm like, I'm more mad that I'm not at home fulfilling orders, saying to myself, I could be fulfilling orders at home, getting money, instead of sitting here wasting time, hours is going by under somebody else's clock. I mean, and then once that happened, and the transition, it was like a no-brainer. I know wifey said like she took a gamble. Wifey was just like, listen, as long as you could bring that money in that same way, whatever the case is, what I'm saying, she was supportive of it. She believed in me, and so forth. Of course, we had our little tits for tats and so forth, but overall, she was real supportive. And like I said, that's where the transition happened. She starts seeing like more customers coming aboard, word of mouth. The orders started getting larger. You go from 5 t-shirts to 20 t-shirts to 50 to 100, so things started to work out. I gotta say I was blessed.
Yeah, man.
You worked at shop. So the shop that you just recently redid.
Yeah.
Can you talk to us about that? Because I see the journey and the process. I see what you're doing, man.
Yeah. That's actually that's my garage. It's a 2-car garage. I actually took my garage and I'm actually renovating it to be my at-home like print shop.
Yeah, man.
So we moved here probably about a year and a half ago, close to a year and a half ago. And it started like when we was living in an apartment when I started my little business, my small business. And I was working out of a corner, my heat press in one corner, my laptop, my cut in one corner, and with 2 babies,
Yeah.
So it was tight, and it was like, we had to do something, for us to expand, we had to do something. So and that was always a must. You get a house, I have to have a garage. Whether it be for the cars, number one goes back to the cars, whether it be for the cars or, thank God to start this. So I said, all right, once we get a garage, I'm going to turn it into my print shop. That was my goal since I moved in first day. And I started building on it, got built out a little sketch on how I want to set up everything, so forth. And that's what I've been doing for like the past couple of weeks. It started like last year because the whole garage was just framed out when we moved here. So you had to insulate it and get it sheet rocked and do all this other stuff, kind of convert it without going too crazy. So I mean, it's been a journey, getting new electrical and contractors in there to do stuff and HVAC and so forth to make it comfortable to be able to work in there. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited to see the finished product, So I mean, we're like 70%, 80% there. So
Yeah, man.
I figure in the next week or two, I'll do another video and show you guys the finished product.
Yeah, that's dope, man. That's them goals, man. That's what I want to do. So that's one of my goals, man. To buy a house, we buy a house, and have that custom made space.
Yeah, I mean, it all goes back to the investment. You know what I mean? That's why that's the brand, the name, Investors. Just invest in your investment. Pretty much. People go out there, they, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm a sneakerhead. I love my kicks, 101 pair of sneakers and so forth. But at the end of the day, we was locked up during a pandemic. Nobody was going nowhere. So, whatever we make off of the business, you just put it right back into it. You know what I mean? It's like, wasting money, drinking, partying, and them days is over. And we still go out and have a good time every once in a while. You got to enjoy yourself as a human, but just throwing away money nowadays, especially with inflation and everything else going up right now, like, everybody got to be trying to be smart and frugal with their money.
Got to reinvest for sure.
Absolutely.
So, how was your business affected by the pandemic?
People ask me that. I had a few people ask me, and it's funny because truthfully, it didn't affect me. And I gotta say I was blessed for that. It really didn't affect me. Actually, it helped me. It was one of those things like, everybody said, pandemic had its good and its bad. For me, it was it was good, as messed up as it may seem, because you had more people that tried to start their own businesses, whether they own brands, they own clothing lines, they merch. So now that means more orders for me, so more people were putting, oh, I have this logo, I want to put it on this, I want to put it on that, can you get this embroidered for me? Can we do this? Can we, they want logos designed and so forth. So, once that happened, I had so much more business than probably if everybody was still at a 9 to 5, not even having that mindset to be like, you know what, I need to start, or not even I need to, but I should have something on the side, as far as a hustle, a side gig, or, because I always said to people, even guys at my job, I said, if this dealership shuts down tomorrow, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What else do you know how to do besides fix cars?
Yep.
What is your skill trade? What is your backup plan?
Yep. I can relate. Those are some questions that I asked myself, upon leaving a job that was getting paid nice, and it was just like a never-ending circle. So with I know you do vinyl work and sublimation. How many different print methods do you do?
I do sublimation. I do HTV. I get embroidery. I have my own sewing machine here. But for my big jobs and embroidery jobs, like, my bulk orders or whatever, I have a partner that does my embroidery for me or whatever. But pretty much, and then the transfers, it's the transfers. Truthfully, the DTG, I have a partner that uses DTG. I'm not a big fan of it, just on the fact that it doesn't, I'm not going to say I'm not a big fan of it. It's not for me. It goes back to saying, everything is not for everybody. It just doesn't work for like my flow of work, because most times a lot of my orders are bulk orders, people ordering 50 pieces or more, so it's not really you know, substantial for me or economically for me to sit there, pre-treat 50 shirts, 100 shirts, then sit them through an oven and let them, you know, it's faster for me to just hit up Supercolor and get some transfers and knock them out, you know. So,
with that being said, how do you incorporate the price? Because this is a question I get asked all the time.
as far as with the transfers or like with the transfers, basically I just honestly I don't even Supercolor is so dope. I just simply go to Supercolor's website, depending on like where they get it. If they're gonna get, of course, like you know, like your normal wearable or whatever the case is, how many other pieces it is, you know, then whatever the shirts cost or whatever. And then I'll just throw, you know, whatever I want to make, you know what I'm saying, what I'm looking to make on that order, you know, in between it. Because with those prices at Supercolor and the time that you're saving, you know, I've had customers that turn around and be like, man, that was fast, you know, because as soon as the Supercolor transfers get here, I'm ready to press already.
Period.
You know, shirts is already here. I'm ready to press, you know, so by the time the next day, you talking 2-3 days, they getting their order.
Yep.
You know, that's
fast too, right?
Right. You know, and that's when the price, you know, even if you may say, all right, you figure, I don't know, Supercolors, what are they like two something transfer for wearable? They say, all right, you
depending on size. I don't know what
that was me, my bad. That was my fault.
Yeah.
So yeah, Supercolor, man. Supercolor is like the truth right now.
Yeah, you can't beat it.
Nah, I got a tag right here. I got something right here.
Look, I got a drawer in the garage with just stacks of Supercolor for so many different jobs. Like it's and then like that barcode reorder, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I got blank sleeves of logos that just so I could keep the little barcode so I don't have to put in all the info again. You know what I mean? And that's how I know when I'm out of my transfers. So I got to reorder certain transfers.
Yeah.
So do you have a clothing brand also, or do you just do
custom? I actually started a brand. I'm starting a brand this year. I want to really start pushing it. Called Net Worth.
Net Worth, man.
That
basically it's what made me start up Net Worth is like asking yourself, what are you worth like in life?
Period.
It's not even a financial, it's just what are you worth in life? Like what, you know what I'm saying? Like what is your purpose here? You know, like what did God put you on this earth to do? You know what I'm saying? Like everybody has their purpose, you know, and like it's like what is yours? So as far as like if you say and on a hashtag is going to be what's yours, so it'll be Net Worth and like, what's yours, you know, so you can take that, you know, as far as like I said, what's your purpose, or you can just take it for what it's worth as far as the financial part of it, you know, what is it that you do and how much is what you do worth, you know, is your time is money. You know, so if you trade in time, but you're not making any money, then you're wasting time.
I feel like there will be some people who will be offended by that tagline, because of, I'm gonna just say, insecurities. You know what I mean? Like, what? Like, I can hear somebody like, "What the hell he mean? What am I worth?" But people just, you know, in this day and age, man,
it's crazy.
Definitely, if you out here charging for custom T-shirts, I know if I'm putting a time in the cutting and weeding and stamping, I know how much I'm gonna charge, and I'm not willing to bend on that price. So
that's your point, right? That's what it is. You got to know what you're worth.
Yeah, that net worth, I like that.
You know. So, but I want it to be like, you know, on a high end, you know what I'm saying, level, like not your average, like, you know what I mean, brand, clothing brand or athletic thing, but like more on the high end. Because the way I'm looking at it, I'm looking at, you know, all these artists and so forth, they're selling basic shirts, basic hoodies, and charging an arm and a leg.
Big money, yeah. Like they had Kanye was selling them Gildan shirts for like $3.
I what made me do the hoodie, the perfect hoodie, the perfect hoodie video. When I saw that week, I was like, oh, I got your perfect hoodie here for you. You know what I'm saying?
Period.
And I'm like, yeah, because it's Kanye. So I'm like, what is it for somebody like me or y'all to put out something and somebody pay, you know what I'm saying, $100 and something for a t-shirt? You know what?
I used to sell hoodies for $65, and somebody told me that was too expensive.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've even heard it from
$40 hoodie is too expensive for a hoodie.
Yeah, I've even heard. So I had somebody tell me that my $20, I think at the time it was $20. I quoted him for a t-shirt, one of my t-shirts, and he told me that was too much.
Yeah, nah.
Yes, you don't conversate past that. If somebody say it's too much, I'll be like, well, go negotiate with Gucci or somebody and see if they break that
That's
price.
my point, right? You know, I have a buddy. He's a plumber. Like he's an A1 plumber, and I tell him all the time, bro, you got to know your worth. The minute you start negotiating, they know you. They don't take you as a professional.
Right. They won't, and then they'll always come to you with that
Right.
mentality of getting a couple cents off, a couple dollars off. Like, I'm putting my heart and soul and my time into these projects.
Period.
You taking time away from your family, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we love what we do, but it's not every single part of the day that we want to be spending doing it. You know what I'm saying? So there's other things in life we rather be doing, again, like, you know, spending time with our family, for our kids. We got kids, you know, or maybe just getting some rest, you know what I'm saying? But as far as, you know, knowing what you're worth, you know, and that's part of why I decided to name the brand that, you know, it's like knowing what you're worth, you know.
Mm-hmm. So I heard you earlier, you mentioned you had 2 kids. Do you include your kids in the business? Are you teaching them the business?
Oh yeah. I mean, that was
how old they are, but
oh yeah, when we was still in the apartment, I mean, I had them, they were maybe 2 and 3, you know, and they was hanging on to vinyl, weeding it out, pulling it.
Yeah, man.
You know, like the big pieces, they sit there, they be tugging and pulling it out. You know, they be wanting to grab the tweezers, but like, nah, I can't play with the tweezers yet. But at least they know, like, you know, they see the vinyl out here. I'll peel off the corner here, and they be, even to nowadays, you know, like they 5 and 6 now, so now they be pulling the weed and this and that, you know. But yeah, they definitely, you know, they definitely be into it. They go to school, and it's like Mr. T-shirt. My son always joking around, like they be teasing me, Mr. T-shirt. My daughter, and so forth.
Yeah.
We go up to their school, and they, you know, it like, do you have they friends? Are you on YouTube? Da, da, da. So
yeah,
they have fun with it. They enjoy it. I make them their little, you know, like my daughter's birthday just passed. So, you know, I make her little shirts and stuff like that. I make, you know, little TJ his little shirts and stuff, you know. So, and even that, I went and did stuff for their backpacks when they went to school. Like I put their names on the sleeve, on the shoulder strap, in a reflective vinyl. So, like, once, you know, many people can always see them, even if they crossing the street or something.
Yeah.
Right. Then the mothers saw it, and they was like, "Wow, that's crazy." So a couple of them, they was started asking, it's like, you know, how'd you do that, this and that. You know, then I got, you know, a couple customers from that. You know? So it always trickles down.
You guys spoke about YouTube, and I know you said that you like to share information. What really was the point that made you say, I got to get on YouTube and record these videos?
You know what? I go to YouTube for everything.
Okay.
Bro, like, if I didn't know how to lace my shoes up, I'd be on YouTube looking it up. I'd be looking it up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I was like, you know, and a lot of times I watch videos, and it's like, you can tell these is people that's probably never been on camera a day in their life.
Yeah.
But just in the fact that they're doing something, and then whatever they're doing, they may be doing it on camera for the first time, period. You know, so, but they willing to share it, like their mistakes and everything. So
yeah.
And I was like, yeah, and they get a lot of views because people, there's an audience for everything. I've learned that on YouTube. There's an audience for everything.
Period. Anything you want is on there.
Right. And then, you know, as I got into this, and like I started to find like, oh, you guys, like how much of a community it is, I was like, all right, I'm gonna learn, I'm gonna put in my little 2 cents or what I've learned too, as far as whether people know it or not. There's, and just on my comments, I'm always surprised on, every day I realize like, there's really so many people that don't know. Like for us, simple, whatever, basics is for us, but it's just so many people out there in the world that just, they don't have a clue, like, but they want to be part of the world and part of the community, I should say.
Yeah.
So that's why, it takes people like us that whatever we know, what knowledge we know, to share with them. That's why I think it's important.
Period. I believe that, man. Let me take a break real quick and shout out some of these people out here in this audience. Man, we got 755. Thank you for sharing that. I'm watching the comments. I just had to find a good break to get in there. Thank you for putting that on your Twitter. Carmen, we gonna need a how to push on Twitter tutorial from you. So I'm gonna be looking forward to that on your channel. Kiana made it. What's going on? Dope interview with her. Y'all go tap in on that. Mark Jones, what's up? Every time I say your name, I hear it. I hear Mike Jones. Craftable things. How you doing, Patrice? Thank you. Nicole, hi. Barb, hi. I'm just looking at names. I saw Marquita. Hi. The Educated Natural. Hey.
Strength from within.
Strength from within. Long time no see. Glad you tapped in with us. Qualities by Chris. What's going on, fam? Did I miss anybody? Blackground Clothing. What's happening?
What up?
I think that's everybody. I think I'm caught up. So you are a Super Color advocate and a Circle Clothing advocate.
Yes, sir.
Man, let's get. I just want to know what was it that made you, after getting and hearing about Circle Clothing, what was your deciding factor? Like, this is good for my business.
Just their suits, like their whole sweatsuits, the fit, the quality versus say a Gildan or a Jerseys or one of those, those type of brand hoodies or t-shirts. Just the quality, the quality of the hoodies. I've had several customers actually hold a Circle Clothing hoodie versus a Gildan hoodie. And they put it on and try it, fit it, and they just like the way it feels, even after a couple washes. After a few washes, like it upholds and shrink like a Gildan, and the quality to press on it. When you press on it, it feels great once once that transfers down on it or that vinyl's down on it. And with me personally, I like the different colors they have. I get it rather, fairly quickly. I haven't had any issues with it, with orders or anything like that. But it's a great product. Like we're saying, if the only issue is we have is with the joggers, the sizing, but if we could tighten that up, but we think we have overall, a great sweatsuit or jogger, hoodie jogger set. But my customers love it, so if they like it, I love it.
Period.
Definitely a win-win situation with Circle. That active fleece they got coming on, they got some new things about to drop. So
that active fleece, man, I don't know if y'all caught it. Stan was on live.
Yeah, I seen that.
The Asher Watch stuff. Yeah, Circle about to come with it, man. So y'all be on the lookout for that.
That out.
We had the opportunity of meeting the owner of Circle Clothing at that show. He was a real cool guy. But like it was some of the stuff at that show from Circle, man. Like Circle, him and Stan are getting together, man. They about to bring some dope stuff to the community, man. It's something I seen at that show, I want to say, but I ain't gonna leak it because I ain't seen Stan drop it. Yeah. I'll let Stan do it.
Let Stan drop it first.
Yeah. But yeah, man. So you do a lot of suits in your videos a lot of sweatsuits and different stuff like that. I'm just curious about your customer base.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know how to go any further on that question, but like just like the type of businesses or people, individuals you work with, because you do a lot of the suits and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I mean, I do a lot of mechanic shops. I have one particular mechanic shop. They sell merch inside of their shop. It's a performance shop.
Ooh.
So they sell their merch. They sell a lot of their merch, their company merch, inside of their shop. So they sell out all the time, so they're always ordering. But then again, back to the car clubs, you have a lot of car clubs also. They love sweatsuits. Everybody's rocking sweatsuits with the sneakers or the hats. Everybody wants to match. So, coming out. And then also those that, like I said before, those that starting their own brands. They're starting their own, brand line of clothing. They have like the logos or the designs maybe on the hood, or, the professionals, construction guys, as far as like hoodies, restaurants, aprons, it's car wash detailers.
Yeah.
And again, all these guys are all word of mouth, from bakers, girls that do desserts, and so it's a variety of I was recently, this last couple of days, was kind of battling for this contract for actually the Long Island Ducks. But they were just talking like ridiculous prices. It was, talking $3.50, $3.50, and I'm like, yeah, okay. I can't beat them prices. Screen print and a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Even that, I don't even see how the hell screen printers can charge that low.
That's why I said I don't understand how that's possible. I was like, better them than me.
It's just learning to find the cheapest shirt if they got a contract.
Right.
Them shirts for like $1.
Right. Stuff be like that. It sounds like one of them see a fool bump his head situation.
Or they're getting them from straight out, like you said, straight from China.
Yeah.
32 minutes has elapsed. I'm gonna play this commercial real quick. Got to pay the bills. Shout out to the sponsor. Visit Vinyl Supply Unlimited today. VinylSupplyUnlimited.com has so much to offer. First of all, Jason's a Siser authorized dealer. That means he carries all the flavors, all the patterns, all the puffs that you need for your vinyl needs. Not only does he carry vinyl, he also carries adhesive decal vinyl and additional supplies for your everyday crafting needs. Are you in need of some glitter? Well, he got that. You don't have to look no further. Are you in need of classes? Maybe some training over some of the products that you use? Look no further. This man also carries his own line of glitter, the ultra fine, the chunky iridescent. Squad Creatives 10 at the checkout. He also carries alcohol inks, a plethora of flavors, over 50 I do believe, to where you can mix and match and make it your own, very custom. Then if you're in need of molds, this man also carries molds, the gingerbread mold, cross molds, whatever it is that you need for your crafting needs. Visit Vinyl Supply Unlimited today. Use the code Squad Creatives 10 at checkout for 10% off of your entire purchase. That's VinylSupplyUnlimited.com. Welcome back, everybody.
Rye Beats, what's going on? Rye Beats out there, man. That dude is really like, meet him in person. Rye Beats is Rye Beats, man. Like that dude you get on them lives and the videos, he really him, man. Cool as hell, man. So, what kind of, so you said you went to the car, you had a car club. What kind of car you ride, man?
Well, at the time I had a 01 Jetta, Volkswagen Jetta.
Oh, so you got that Fast and the Furious going on, right?
Yeah, I was more into like the show of the car, like the car shows and so forth. You know, I would build it up, you know, for speed and so forth, but I like it to look more pretty than anything.
Yeah, I feel that.
Park it up, just drive up to different shows like Maryland, so forth, and just hang out for the day with the fellas. You know, just kick back, have a good day.
So once you start making t-shirts, and you did that you made the shirts for your club as well, right? Correct?
Yeah, the club. Once I started doing the t-shirts, you know, the club, the car club was first, but then I learned about how to do the t-shirts and so forth from actually where I used to buy my t-shirts from. You know, I saw the machines he had, you know, so then I just, you know, I purchased the machine same way. You know, I got me a heat press and I started doing the same thing, you know, cut that out and I just started doing it myself.
Yeah.
You know, but in the car thing, it kind of faded because then now all my money, I started dumping my money into the t-shirt game, you know, less into the car game. So that's part of that transition.
Where do you get your inspiration for some of these designs?
I ain't you cut off.
Where do you get your inspiration for your designs?
As far as my designs, I mean, most of my designs are like custom logos that, you know, my clients may give to me already that they may have, or if they have to, you know, create something, I usually go off of what the customer's looking, you know, what kind of business it is, you know, whether it be construction, landscaping, whether it be, you know, detailing, so forth. I gotta get a vision of what they're looking for, you know.
If I walked into your store or shop,
Hey, what's going on?
If I walked into the print shop and I'm asking, like, for instance, the grizzly, I just want a bear and a grizzly, how much would you quote me at?
Full color, or are you looking at is this a black and white?
Be black, and I'm gonna put it on probably a red hoodie or something like that.
Red hoodie, I'll probably charge you about, say, 25. Front piece only.
Front piece on.
Yeah, about 25.
That's dope.
About 25.
Shit, I'm about to. I'm ready to play the order. Hell no.
Yeah, I mean, that's Mike T price. That's Mike. That's it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So, what type of heat press you running?
Right now I got a signature series.
Oh
yeah. I'm actually about to order a Hottronics. I'm trying to wait till the shop is done. I want to get a Hottronics, the dual press.
Oh yeah, those are so dope.
Yeah, I mean, just because of the quantity sometimes of the orders that I'm getting in to be running, like, you know what I mean, 2 at the same time, like that'll help me crazy.
Yeah, it's a dude I follow on TikTok, man, that got that. Them presses are so dope, man.
So just those just keep those running. I mean, you're knocking out jobs in like half the time now, especially that plus super color. Like that's a video that I want to make right there.
Yeah,
right there. Oh my God.
Yeah, the dual press meets super color.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's a dope video. So that, you know, I just ordered also a what do you call it? A mug press.
What where you get your mug press from?
From Heat Press Nation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I wanted to start, you know, messing with those this year. As far as somebody was talking about sublimation earlier, start definitely doing those this year. More putting together, you know, my overall for this year is, you know, working on my brand and also putting together branding packages.
Yeah.
So, you know, I have like, you know, a level 1 or package 1, 2, and 3, where it may include, you know, hats, hoodies, t-shirts, tumblers, or, you know, cups, something. But I haven't all put it together yet, but like, you know, banners and so forth. So like if you're a company and you say, hey, I need marketing material, you know, I can just come to you and say, hey, all right, these are 3 packages that I have. This was this price, that price, you know, and then we'll go from there. You know, you could choose, you know, if you want whichever package fits you. Basically, like how you pick pictures, picture package, so something like that.
Never good idea.
Yeah.
So got a few comments I'm gonna read real quick. Straight from within. Hey Shandy. 755 Media. I ride a shovel on lay. A shovel and lay. Chevrolet. Laugh out loud, shove, or 1 foot and lay on the other.
Nah, that.
Marquita Carr said hi. That's about it. So you said that you outsource your embroidery, and you also got a sewing machine at the house.
Yeah.
So what is the point to where you have to outsource the embroidery job?
Most times I'm doing orders, as far as like apparel here at the house. So as far as the digitizing and so forth, I let my other guy handle all that. He charges me whatever he charges me, for the digitizing, depending on, the stitch count and so forth. And I just drop off the whatever it is to get embroidered. And he hits me up, let me know when it's ready. I go pick it up and that's it. And just take it or ship it off to my customer. Because he's only about 5 minutes from me down the road anyway. So it works for me, so instead of me taking time and spending the money on a big embroidery machine, a full set embroidery machine, because I just have a regular home little machine or whatever. It can do little basic stitches on shirts and so forth. But as far as for the hats and beanies and those type of hats, so I gave them to him. Like when I'm doing jackets, big jackets, so forth, that needs like the big boy machine. I call it a big Brando machine.
Yeah.
Big Brando got that embroidery over there. So
yeah, man. Shout out Big Brando, man. That was one person I was hoping to meet when we went to the expo, but he didn't come, man.
His sticker was a big hit though, his decal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of believe that sticker was at one of my videos because I was actually shout out to
Econo, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
At their booth 959, it was on the left hand side.
Yeah, definitely shout out to Brando though.
Yeah, man. Speaking of Econo, man, you're a big you mess with Econo Transfer as well.
Yeah, that's another big company I mess with. And James and them dudes over there. Like, yeah. I mean, I think what gets me Econo Transfer is different just off of their customer service alone. Like James goes so like ham on customer service that is amazing. Like he makes you feel like you work with the team.
Yeah.
It's like, and not to mention, something new comes out, he'll throw you a sample, check it out, this and that, and then like little private messages that he leave on the boxes when he send you things. Like, I mean, there ain't no other company. I've never worked with another company that do little stuff like that. Like that's personal, like So then not to mention the quality of the vinyl, and the vinyl is this amazing. Like I remember watching one of Stan's videos a while ago, and he was like kind of boycotting Siser, and I remember watching that video and I'm saying to myself, he was right. You got a lot of these companies that they don't care. Like you spend money on their products and they don't give nothing back.
Right.
And that stuck with me, so I was like, ever since then, I've definitely been on a mission to see like where I could, substitute Siser with another premium quality, and like Econo Transfer, they've been my go-to, down from like they regular, they specialty, they Econo V's, they glow in the dark, they puff, they killing it. They killing it.
Yeah, they good people, like you say, man. They good people, like meeting them and the owner and stuff over there at the show, man. They good people, man.
Yeah.
Got to spend some time and talk to them and hang around a booth over there.
Yeah, that's why it hurt me that I couldn't be there this year, but I'm gonna definitely make sure I'm gonna definitely be there, next year, or if they're, if they doing it out in Atlantic City in March, I'm trying to make it out there next month.
They are.
They got Atlantic City one, then they got one in Texas. I believe it's in Houston, and I want to say September, October, towards the end of one of them months. I can't remember for sure. I think towards the end of September, 1st of October.
Okay.
But so there's a couple more coming, man. But if you get the chance, I say to anybody, man, y'all get the chance, man. Y'all get to one of them shows, man. If you in this business,
I'm gonna say LA. Go to LA.
Mike just want to go back to LA.
Yeah, go back to LA.
hey, I mean, LA was cool. Long Beach was cool. And in the days we was there, man, it was 70, 75 degrees every day, nice weather.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, my mom's and pops, they live out in Cali. They're in San Diego.
Oh yeah, down at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I seen on your videos. I went back when I was doing my research on you. You had used cotton subs.
Yeah, cotton subs.
Yeah. So for that product, how did you like it? Did it do what it needed to for you?
I like it. I mean, I like the product. Don't get me wrong. I think my only issue is contour cutting that cotton sub. I mean, I like the product. I like what it does. I like the turnout. Like, once you get it cut and sized exactly perfectly, where you don't have no white showing, how the picture comes out, the feel of it, everything.
And it lasts through washes.
Right. No problems with that. If I could find a way, or maybe you guys could share with me how to contour cut, like the cotton sub.
I don't know, man. I think that so what kind of vinyl cutter you got?
I use US cutter.
So
and that's another problem too. Like that thing, that I'm not gonna lie, like that cutter is not very user friendly as far as contour cutting. So because I have an SC2. So, and that's the next thing I'm going to be investing in too, is another cutter that's more specified for contour cuts.
Yeah. So with that stuff though, I think that like using that tack spray, maybe spraying it and then sticking it to a piece of paper and putting it on like a cutting mat, contour cut with a fabric blade.
Okay.
I haven't tried it, but it's just a theory.
Right.
I was never I did a YouTube video on cotton subs when it first came out. My biggest video, that big video got I think it's at about 150,000 views right now.
I think I saw that one, yeah.
And it I was never into it. For me, it didn't work for what I wanted it to do for me.
Right.
But Mike Tees took the ball and ran with it. He did a lot of stuff. It fit his business very well.
Okay.
So a lot of times I do those memorial shirts. A lot of folks do not like white shirts. Time and time again, I get asked, could you do it on a different color? When you do like picture works like that, the sublimation is the first thing we go towards.
Right.
So I naturally gravitated towards cotton subs. And from my experiences, my advice with cutting it, spray tack glue, spray it directly onto the sublimation image, put your cotton sub onto there, let it dry for a little bit, then run it through that cameo, and make sure you got the registration marks and it's able to be read, or it will just end up going around the image and dragging the actual cotton sub. But that or scissors so far, they do offer another product. It's like a paper, and it cuts very well and takes the ink very well. But I'm still in the same.
There you get the scratchy. I know the paper you're talking about. There you get the scratchy.
I haven't tried that product. That one, what is it, Cotton Subs 2.0 or whatever. I haven't tried that.
Yeah,
but that is one thing about that product, man. It was the softness.
Yeah,
it was I'm grabbing it like I'm wearing it, but it's a very nice soft product.
Yeah, it's real close into blending into the t-shirt.
Yeah.
It's very, very close to that. So
it holds.
If it wasn't for the contour cut, I mean, I'm still a fan of it. I'm still, I still rock with it. Like I'm definitely gonna take y'all advice on the contour cut part of it.
Yeah, I would try get a fabric blade though.
Fabric blade or that blade. We need a blade that's actually gonna go directly through that fabric and not drag it.
Yeah, drag it and frizz it up at the ends.
Yeah,
I've never been able to contour cut anything. My Cameo has never done it. And then, like about 4 months ago, I bought this Cameo 4 so I can do the contour cutting. And I think it's still sitting in a box right here because my Cameo 3 gets everything else done. Maybe one day I will try.
Yeah.
So, man, Mr. T-shirt, man, like, what keeps your boat afloat in this business, man? If that makes sense.
My family.
Period. I feel it.
You know what I'm saying? Just being able to put especially like my kids, being able to put them in a situation where they don't have to end up working for somebody. I mean, that's the end goal. You know what I mean? I want to be able to eventually just have warehouses, in a few states, one in Atlanta, one in New York, one in California, and just distribution centers, basically. Where
what would you be doing out of those?
Well, at that point, that's my brand stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like just shipping out like the brand.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody or the kids want to take over the custom apparel business, that's up to them. But as far as my end game with it all is, like I said, I want to be able to just have distribution, my own brand that's out there.
Yeah, man.
So you come from out of New York, and that's like the mecca of where most of fashion is coming from. I would say, I think, basically being based from all the trips I took, I think New York, Ohio, we running it as far as the new stuff. Where's some of the
go in there like that, bro? What you, bro?
We in the forefront.
Man, it's good, boy. I tell you, man.
Where do you? So a lot of trends though. They come from New York. That's why I'm saying.
Yeah.
A lot of trends. So, talk to us about some of the manufacturers that you may have went to, or of course, from in New York.
And what I've visited a couple spots in the city. Not too many like necessarily manufacturers, but I tend to like just keep an eye to the streets. I was talking to I was talking to Stan. We was talking about like the tie-dye. Again, I'm not a fan. Like I'm not a big wearer of tie-dye, but it's
popular.
Yeah, it's huge now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, that's an avenue now that I gotta start, incorporating and putting stuff together. Like anything that's bright and colorful, it seems like nowadays. For the younger generation.
But tie-dye, like, it started with the hippies.
Yeah, that started when we were younger. You know what I'm saying? So now, like, to see it come back in full force, it's like, wow, okay. But stuff like that. Like I said, I just keep my eyes peeled to the streets of these young kids, the high school kids, stuff that they into, like the little cartoon characters and the graffitis, the different fonts and so forth that they wear, the weird styles. Like what kills me is the zip up hoodies, like the whole face zip up.
But that's it's popping right now. Like,
and people pay money for it.
Yeah, I don't know why you would zip your face, but
right. Like I don't get it.
What's coming? They want to get out of the way real quick. Just zip it up.
It's like a sleeping bag. It's a sleeping bag, I guess. I don't know.
It's like it's sleep while you're standing up. That's it.
Yeah, it's just sleep on your feet. Sleepwalkers, man. I don't know. It's dope though. That style is dope to me when it's the metal hoodie. I mean the metal zipper. I think it just looks cool with the metals. I think all the stuff look good with the metal zippers.
Right.
It's one of them things that I don't understand. But like, so you got your brand, right? And being in New York, How is that affecting your how is it affecting your brand? And how is that affecting your brand and your style for your brand being in New York?
Well, right now, like, as I mentioned, I'm in the beginning phases of the brand, like designing pieces and so forth like that. So I think that's what makes it a little harder and more time consuming because I am in New York. And like you said, Mike, this is one of the fashion districts. Um, so looking at different styles and different, materials, what makes certain brands hot, like say we have our like you have Supreme, you have now Amiri. Like, what makes Amiri so hot? Like, what is Amiri? What is the history behind Amiri? What is it, that makes all these clothing brands, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, like, I think Stan said he was doing something like that. He wants to go around this year and actually touch and feel all the different materials of these different brands, you know. So that's something that I'm taking time with. So far, I know I want to do what's been big. I've seen so far this year is varsity coats. The
Yes.
Yeah,
varsity jackets.
yeah.
So I have a design already for a varsity jacket. Uh, Couple of designs for some like crew necks, t-shirts, so forth like that. But basic, basic, clean, like, wear out if if you go on to hang out a little bit or just
Yes.
a casual day out. But as I said before, I want high end stuff. So now it depends on like my print, different how I want to have my print on my shirts. Like I want to have button up shirts where you can wear like if you're actually dressing up, going out, so forth. So kind of change it up a little bit.
So when you designing your varsity jacket, do me one favor. Pockets, bro. Focus on your pockets. And the reason why I say that is most varsity jackets, the pockets are shallow.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that like to actually be creating one and designing one, man, keep that in mind.
Deep pockets.
Yeah, the pockets are shallow in most varsity jackets, man.
I don't think there was one when I played on the football team. I got one, and we didn't have no daggone pockets. It was just the code itself, and then the letter, the number, and Timken on the back.
Yeah, that was stuck not to have any pockets.
Yeah.
Wasn't no pockets on that.
Sam Day asks, "What part of New York are you from?"
I'm in Long Island, New York.
Long Island. Sam from New York too. Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember. I think Sam's from Brooklyn. Don't quote me, but
Yeah, that's where I was born and raised in Brooklyn. I moved out to Long Island. I'm actually by I don't know if you guys heard of Stony Brook University. Yeah, I'm literally like 5 minutes from Stony Brook.
So being out of New York, how did that affect your clothing brand? Because I know the music is deep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, growing up, you always had to be fresh. Like growing up in Brooklyn, you couldn't really walk the streets unless you was fresh. I mean, it was to the point when you hear the stories of people stealing your Jordans off your feet. It was like that. You know what I mean? So like if you wasn't dressed to a T, you was getting clowned in school, you was getting clowned, coming home, and people were like, oh, you couldn't afford this, you couldn't afford that. So we have a crew, and it still goes on. It's a big community called the Low Lies, and it's nothing but polo heads. It's a big, huge polo community, and it's grown over the years from back in the 80s, and everybody in there, you'll see polo pieces, Ralph Lauren pieces that you haven't seen in years that are worth money that people wear. They have parades. Ralph Lauren recently opened up a flagship store in Manhattan. It's called a Polo Lounge. So I mean, yeah, the fashion industry out here in New York is just, it's always they doing their own thing. Like they could start up their own thing and everybody will follow it. It went from baggy jeans to I call them tight jeans, skin tights.
Yeah.
But everybody got their own flavor, I guess.
So with your brand, will you be using any manufacturers from out there in New York, or would you like
I would like to use a US based manufacturer.
Mm.
But again, right now it's tough even to think of overseas just on the fact of shipping issues.
right?
So that's why, like, I'm really playing this a little slow. I'm not in a rush to, get get anything out. I'm really just trying to see what's better for me, um, economically, as far as being able to get the product on a timely basis, quality product, first of all. Make sure it's, the right quality, right material that I want, and so forth. But as soon as I start shopping for manufacturers, I mean, I think I am going to be starting in the US first.
Mm-hmm.
So
with that fashion district, man, like I got some friends from New York, man. They from Brooklyn. My partner Ra and Omar and them, and I think Brooklyn. Don't be mad if they see this and I said the wrong city, but but they've been back and forth like from my city for years, but and they used to go, like Raw used to go back out there, get jewelry made, bring back, clothes, different clothes and stuff like that. So how does that what am I trying to say? So with your clothing brand, like man, you're in like the mecca because like I say, like getting jewelry, you can go get custom jewelry made and all that and custom clothing and the whole nine. Like, would that be something that would influence your brand as well? Like just the fact that you can go down to the corner and get a custom piece of jewelry made, or you know what I mean?
oh yeah, I mean,
Just a
we
random question, but
yeah, like if you go like this part in the city, this parts of the city, the fashion district where you go and you have like you see, I don't know, you may have seen, like you said, your friends, it may tell you like you have guys on the side of the street, whether it be the Africans selling the purses or so forth or whatever.
mm-hmm.
Now, just because they may be selling those knockoffs, but them knockoffs, a lot of times, as the years go on, them knockoffs look better and better.
Yeah.
So you can't even really tell the difference. That the leather that they're using is damn near close to the same exact leather that say Gucci's using or Louis Vuitton is using. So it something like that. It'll be a good idea to pick their brain and say like, all right, yeah, I want a material that feels like this. Can you point me in a direction to where I can get something like this made? And 9 times out of 10, they're gonna know somebody,
Right.
because there's a lot of like seamstress, there's a lot of fabric stores, and they have friends and connects also that own these fabric stores where they get, you'd be paying cents for yards of material and so forth. So then it's a matter of now getting it customed and however you want it, so it's just a matter of networking once you go out there, and pretty much, yeah, you could get almost anything done out there.
Wow.
Yeah, that's dope, man. So I mean, like you being from New York and creating a brand, though, man, it's a lot of pressure on you. Dapper Dans, the Dapper Dans and the people like it's a lot. Like I'm just sitting here thinking about the people who have come out of New York and in the fashion industry. It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it's there's pressure, there's a lot of competition. I mean, the way I plan on going about it is just, again, networking with the right people.
Right.
People, that I know personally that are, big influencers or content creators, or that network with other, big people, industry people and so forth. So, that already have shown me love, like it's showing me support in what I'm doing, that's willing to back me, and, they support, and, they say, Tev, whenever you're ready, bro, I don't have a problem like wearing this, or, wearing your brand and, advertising and, marketing it for you. So, I mean, we start off like that and, see where it goes. I was watching one of Brando's videos on how he, gets his high clientele, or ups, not really upsell, but the higher clientele customers. His approach, it's not like, okay, I'm going to send you this shirt and can you take a picture of it? It's it's totally the opposite. As I don't want you to do anything. I just want you to have it because I respect who you are. I respect what you do and so forth. And like he said, just in the fact that you're not telling them to do something, they'll probably do it. They'll put on their shirt and be like, yo, this guy didn't even ask me to do nothing. He didn't ask me for anything. He just sent me a shirt. I want to shout him out,
Yeah, and I think that goes a long way, man. I'm sorry, I'm looking for a pen. I think that goes a long way.
Yeah, absolutely.
You talked to us about your brand net worth. You showed us that you started from basically getting a job from being a mechanic. You talked to us about some of the processes, the methods that you use in your printing business, as far as super color, the heat press that you are hoping to get, that dual plat from, oh my gosh, it's escaping me, the name, Hottronics.
Hottronics.
What's the future for Mr. T-shirt?
Man, what's the future?
Yeah.
Oh man, I just want this business. I want the business, Invested Custom Apparel, to be, at its top plateau of where I expected it to be when I first started. Like, I had a vision when I first started it out to be up and fully functional, fully running, one-stop shop for all your custom needs, whether it be decals, apparel, merch, whatever it is, your one-stop shop, online. What I want to incorporate this year is some type of user interface where people are able to customize their shirt, something like I guess Custom Ink has, where you're able to customize your shirt, send me your basically the mock-up of what you want it to look like, and that's where you just process my orders through that way. That way I can receive orders wherever I'm at, and then just have them created and shipped out.
Mm-hmm. Man, I lost my question. I lost the question I had because I was sorry, I was writing something down, but you kind of triggered an idea for me. I wanted to jot it down. So, like, have you released any pieces from your line yet?
I haven't.
Okay, fabrics, like what type of you've mentioned more than once about you want to have a high-end brand. What type of fabrics do you plan on using?
It's like, as far as say premium shirts, as far as my t-shirts, so far no, I do want similar to like a Bella canvas. So I know I want like a ring spun cotton versus just like a regular cotton. Heirloom comb cotton, comb type of cotton, that type of
really soft.
Really soft. That's a little more fitted than just like that baggy fit.
Mm-hmm.
But want it to be in materials that are high quality, where you're not going to wash it and it's going to shrink or it's going to fade, type of stuff that you will faster take to the cleaners than to just throw in the washing machine. So stuff, like I said, stuff that you want to wear out every once in a while, you wear out to, you're going to a special event, not the everyday, t-shirt that you just throw on and so forth. But I want to work with some leathers, good quality leathers, a soft leather, a lot of maybe some suedes. Some suedes I want to work in there. Patch work, a lot of patches. Definitely want to get into that company, see more about that company. That Stan was talking about with the patches. Was that
Decal Press?
Decal Press. Yeah. Get some stuff going with like hats, trucker hats, and so forth with those patches on it, because those are looking good. I think forgot if it was probably him or one of you guys that was pressing up a couple of those patches on those the trucker hats, and those was looking good, like premium hats. So
yeah.
But again, this spring, this summer, I'm gonna spend a lot of time, like you said, in the fashion district, in the different high end stores. Just pop my head in the stores and just feel and look at the tags, see what type of materials that they use and what type of cottons or polyesters, or find out what the thread counts and so forth, and just make my decisions and go off of those, based off of those, like what pieces I want to apply to what materials and so forth.
See that, man? I'm just thinking, like, man, you like you've put a lot of ideas in my head, but I'm just like, where I live, I wish that the fashion there's no fashion here. You might come out with some green and purple hair, with a blue jean jacket and some slacks that got pinstripes with buttons and different patches on them, like, and some chucks with holes in them. There is no fashion here. Just to live like in New York, or LA or somewhere, fashion is right around the corner. It's an everyday thing, man. Like that's a good thing to have, man. I'm just thinking about like I'm looking forward to seeing what your brand comes out.
Yeah.
Turns out to be, because like just watching the t-shirt videos that you do, the sweatsuit videos and stuff you do, you got style. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing the brand.
Yeah, I mean, I got some stuff, I got some ideas. I mean, some stuff that I want to do with, even like that glow in the dark, like that glow in the dark vinyl. Like it's something that's gonna be just different. You know what I mean? Everything that come out of New York is always different. It's like somebody did that, and people are buying that. So now I'm gonna make something that people question, like, wait, what is that? Like, people gonna buy that? Yeah, people gonna buy it.
Right.
You
Man, shout out Mel, man. That's another in that Mel from New York too, man. You done brought out all the New Yorkers tonight.
Yeah, man. Shout out.
That's my guy, man. Holler Direct. I don't know if you know Holler Direct. Have you found his channel?
Nah.
Man.
Yeah, that's my guy, man.
All right.
So what's the I'm lost. I'm losing my questions, man. I'm thinking, my mind, you got me thinking too much. So my head is rambling right now, man. So
we gotta seek to New York.
Yeah, I do, man. Like, because I sew, bro. So, and my wife is like encouraging me to sew. We about to go buy serger and all that stuff, so I can get back into that. So it just think like you kind of put some things in perspective for me. I've been kind of trying to figure out like the type of fabrics, what type of fabrics and different stuff like that, man. You just gave me a little insight on some stuff.
Like I want to put together like later on though, but I want to put together like athletic, like not jumpsuits, like leggings and like sports bras and stuff for the females. But again, like not just your average, you know what I'm saying? Like I wanted to just look something like different.
Yeah.
I want the average just leggings. And I was talking about somebody the other day about leggings, but it's hard. It's either you have full printed leggings or you just put something on the leg, going down the leg. You know what I mean? It's not too many options with leggings.
Super colors. The Silky Size got them sublimation leggings over there. I got to feel those at the show, man. Those feel good too.
That's something.
If you want to play around, that might be an option just to see what type of stuff you can do.
Right. Something like that I could mess with.
Lethal said he just gave you his serger.
I see that, man. I sure need one, man. That's the next piece, bro. I got like, if my wife is watching this, you better not say nothing, lady, but I got a lot of stuff, bro. Like stuff, bro. Like Like I got a little bit of everything. Like when I get the space, I literally I can set up a whole print shop. I got screen print, I got sublimation, I got vinyl, I got DTF, um I got a 24-inch printer that can be converted to DTF or vinyl. I got a button maker. Like I got stuff, bro. Like, and I got like 3 heat presses, 2 vinyl cutters. Like, you know what I mean? Like, once I get that space, man, like this room I'm in, it's small. So my wife calls it I got a one man sweatshop in every corner of the house. Like so we do shirts, we do cups, man. I got the rhinestone stuff, like all type of stuff, bro. You about to see. I'm gonna start doing stuff, start recording, man. Just change it up. But so I heard you said something about a sewing machine that you had that does the embroidery. Do you actually sew?
I do. Not often. I had bought a sewing machine last year, I believe, and I did a couple of pieces for one of my clients, like polos or whatever. So I can sew, but as far as the embroidery, like for my hats and so forth, that's something I send to my buddy around the corner because that's what he does. You know, he primarily has embroidery. This is JC Apparel. My man Carlos over there too at JC. So I mean, he does the great embroidery work. You know, stitching is always like nice and clean. You know, so I have him do my embroidery as far as bulk orders. Usually, you know, stuff over 12 pieces or more. I have him do it. You know, so he'll knock it out in a day or two for me. So Sam and his wife that runs that. So
Sam said, "I see you do car decals. How'd you get into that?"
I'm sure y'all can answer that one by now.
Well, yeah. He started out in the car business as a mechanic in a car club.
But I mean, even the car decals, believe it or not, man, it makes money. You know, as small as it may seem, you may figure, a couple dollars for a decal, but you have a person that order like need 100 decals, you know, and the time that it takes you to make them. You know, you put a sheet of vinyl in. I mean, you put a sheet of vinyl in the cutter and run off 100 decals and peel them and cut them. That's easy money.
See, my thing with decals is I don't know how to charge for decals.
I usually charge a minimum. Like I'm not gonna make you one decal. So like those, I usually have minimums. You know, if you hit me up for like banners, you know, like how we have like our wearables, that's usually like, you know, like 11 by whatever the case is, or you hit me for a banner. Now, all right, I'll charge you maybe $20, depending on how long the banner is or whatever. But like for a little small 3-inch, 4-inch decal, I'm not gonna really take the time to go in the garage, turn on a machine to print out one decal. You know, like
what's your minimum?
Say again?
What's your minimum?
On the decals, I usually do about 20 on the decals.
Yeah, that's it is a lot of money, man. Some people just run decal businesses, man.
Oh yeah, I mean, because vinyl, that Oracal, that vinyl is cheaper than buying the HTV. So I mean,
it is
the profit margin is crazy.
Very much so.
You know,
I mean, I gotta ask you, have you heard of Metamark?
Metamark, I haven't.
So if you ever get the chance, man, I urge you to try that, especially with the decals. I'll make them a bunch of decals and just put them in a case at my store. But that weeds easy, and it's way better to me than the Oracal. It's easier to work with.
And it's permanent? The permanent adhesive?
Permanent, got removable.
Okay.
And that's available from our sponsor, VinylSupplyUnlimited.com. Use Squad Creators 10 at checkout. You get 10% off your whole order. Spend $50, you get free shipping. Just had to go and plug that in right there. My bad.
VinylSupplyUnlimited.com.
Man.
But I probably could definitely use them because around the holidays, around the Christmas time, I do decals. That's when I make a lot of my money in decals because I do the toys for tots.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So that's usually like my busy season. The whole month of December, it gets crazy for me with the toys for tots, so like, because I have packages, with the trains and the gifts and stuff like that.
Yep.
I mean, again, there's always different ways, making money, different events, holidays come around. You believe it or not, if you open a little store on Etsy or Shopify and you sell little decals on eBay store or something like that.
Smart. As a kind of natural said, I thought about getting a serger. Kim, do it. If you sew or want to get into sewing, to have a serger with your sewing machine is well worth it. It does so much more. It takes you to the next level with sewing.
Say the next level would go more in depth, because I have no idea about serger until you started talking about it.
Because the serger it sews and it cuts. You know that this, where is it? I think it's right here. This stitch that's inside your shirt that you see in shirts and pants. That stitch, right there.
Yeah.
So that's a serger. That's a serger stitch. So it locks it as you sewing, it's cutting and sewing and locking the stitch in.
That's right.
So it comes in handy, like for instance, like trying to sew two pieces together like this. I believe it's a serger stitch. Yeah, it's a serger stitch. I think around like the sleeve to the shirt, But as you're sewing it, it's cutting the extra fabric off and locking the stitch in. Mask is good for making masks where you want to do like double layers, triple layers, or whatever. So it's just a handy thing to know how to have in your arsenal if you sew. It's good to have an arsenal. That's about the gist of it. But you'll see that stitch and everything. Jeans, hat. I almost want to say hats. Not in this particular hat, but I have seen like people like a serger stitch style of stitching a hat before.
Sometimes they be down the middle of
the middle. Like if you want to do interior, it's great for interior, doing car interiors, seat covers, different stuff like that. I learned how to sew like back in 09, 08, or 09, 10, 2010 or something. But like I haven't done it in a long time. I have a sewing machine. I'm gonna get a serger. And me and my wife got some projects we gonna do. We got some projects coming. And so y'all can be on the lookout. But if you sew, it's definitely something to put in your arsenal.
I see. Do you do digitizing too?
Nah, I've never got into that. I've never got into that. I wish I did, because I see what they charging and all these people and all them people. If you watch this video, stay out of my inbox. But all them people that be in your inbox, they're gonna digitize or they're gonna do something.
I know. Scammed with those.
Hey.
All day.
Mr. T-shirt, where can we find you at, man? If we want to place an order, if we just want to be in touch with you.
You find me on IG. Hit me up, Invested Custom on IG, on Instagram. You shoot me a DM, or you can email me at investedcustomapparel@yahoo.com. Shoot me an email.
Sam Day asks, what do you think about the DTF printers?
DTF printers. I guess they're great if that's that's what works for you. For me, I like the process that gets the job done fastest and efficiently. But DTF, I mean, if you have those customers that come in and they get few pieces or whatever, and they like the quality of that film, then go for it. I mean, it's all what works for you.
Period.
There's no right and wrong piece of equipment to have, or it's whatever works for you. Whatever makes you comfortable, whatever you're comfortable using, and what's more profitable for you.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of DTF, I have a printer for sale that's partially converted and some supplies. Holla at your boy at the 1430. It's on the market, man. I don't want to get into DTF.
Man, shouts out to you, Mr. T-shirt. This was definitely one that I was looking forward to, and the gems you dropped on us is a blessing. We appreciate that. You coming.
Man.
Appreciate y'all having me. As I said before, man, I was looking forward to this as well.
Anytime, brother. Anything. You got some announcements or whatever you need, holla at us.
Definitely.
Period. Thank you for coming. So I don't know who we got on Tuesday, if we have a show Tuesday, but Wednesday we'll be here with Cassandra Smith, owner of Blanks Galore. It's going to be an early show at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. West Coast time. So y'all tap in for that, man. She's going to come drop some gems for y'all.
No.
And again, brother, thank you. So we got a lineup next week. I'm going to go on and just leak that out too. So next Saturday, a week from today, we got John Phenom coming on.
Big John.
Yeah, man. So, like I say, man, we the smallest in the gang with the biggest guests, man. Y'all tap in. Again, brother, thank you, Mr. T-shirt. Appreciate you.
I appreciate you, Mike. Thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure.
For sure. We will see y'all next week, few days.